hustle never stops. The daily grind. Focus while she make it out of nothing. The daily grind. Keep pursuing, rise with me to the top. The daily grind.
Wake up.
It's the Daily Grind.
Daily Grind.
With SP and Legacy Jones.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rob Sproul, aka SP.
What's going on, y'all? This your boy Marcus McLeod, aka Legacy Jones.
And this is the Daily Grind, episode number 8.
Ocho.
Hey, before we get into who we have as a guest,
right,
we're gonna talk about, I had some issues.
He had to get himself right.
I had to get myself right.
A little manscaping, you know?
So we're gonna go ahead and roll to that right there before we even get to that. So yeah, roll footage.
The Daily Grind with SP and Legacy Jones.
Hey Connie, it's Rob. Are you at the shop?
Yes, I'm here. You still never told me why you want to come by, though.
Look, I don't know what happened. All I know is I need your help, and I'll be there in a minute.
Okay.
Please tell me you don't have no clients there.
No, I don't have any clients right now. I'll see you shortly. Bye, Rob.
Okay, bye.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Yeah, I think I saw my partner SP come in here.
No, I think you have the wrong business.
Nah, just from that turn, I know exactly. Yeah, that's. Bro, what is going on with your eyebrow?
Man, if I knew, do you think I'd be in here?
Oh, yeesh. Yeesh. That's rough, bro. You look like Anthony Davis.
Look, how about you leave so Connie can finish doing what
On that note, I'm gonna go browse the town. Get it? Browse. All right, I'll see you at the studio.
All right, look, man, I'm back to normal now.
You're straight. So that's where you go every episode before. Is that what you got to do? You got to get yourself right?
Hey, I'm just. Anyway, we could talk about that off camera.
Okay, gotcha.
But anyways, today's guest has been in the business for 4 years come July. One of the most well-known, especially hearing from my girlfriend Jennifer, estheticians in the area. When I posted up the flyer in regards to her business, everybody went crazy. So obviously she is who she is. Without further ado, I need y'all to make some noise for none other than Khane Marquez, y'all.
Thank you for coming with us. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely.
Most definitely. We're going to get right into it.
Yeah, so off camera we were talking and you were telling me about how you used to work for State Farm for about, I think it was 13, 14 years. Mm-hmm. What made you want to become an esthetician?
Well, actually, I initially left State Farm to help out with my dad and my stepmom because they were having a lot of health problems. Mm-hmm. And also being a full-time employee with 2 kids and then 2 elderly parents, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, you know.
Gotcha.
So
Yep.
I felt guilty when I was not at work, and I felt guilty when I was at home, you know, with family. So I made the decision to leave, and I actually didn't discuss it with Josh. And then so I just spent time with my parents for almost a year and a half. Yeah, about a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And then when they packed up their bags to go home, I was like, now what do I do? You know,
Right.
like, do I go back to work? Do I go to school? What do I do? So I actually wrote a list and prayed a lot about it, and then decided that the beauty industry was where I wanted to be. I wanted change. I wanted to be my own boss. I didn't want to go back to school and get my degree and end up back in the corporate world, you know, where
Clap
they
it up
where,
for
where
being your own boss now.
yeah,
Real.
thank you. Where they dictate my hours, and you know, and how am I going to balance, you know, my kids' life, their busy schedules, and then my time, you know. I really didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5 anymore. I wanted to own my time, and so that's why I decided to go back to school.
That's good stuff. That's
Dope,
definitely
dope.
good stuff.
Now, I know there are many different services estheticians offer. What services do you provide?
I provide lash extension, slash lifting, and microblading, and I also offer training of those services to other business professionals and entrepreneur-minded people who want to just get into the beauty industry. They can do that with just microblading alone.
Okay. Would you ever hold workshops and stuff to that nature?
Well, I'm definitely open to having workshops, but currently I just offer a more intimate training sessions where I take 1 to 2 students at a time and I walk them through the entire processes, and then I let them have the experience of, you know, demonstrating on humans, live models.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Because there's definitely money in that lash extensions business, boy. I'm trying to tell you. There's money in it.
There is.
The only thing I've heard about women, things women getting done is like tweezing, threading, and waxing. What's the difference between microblading and eyebrow tattoos?
So microblading is a more realistic looking tattoo. So it's 3D. We use a manual hand tool that is basically just a bunch of pins put into the shape of a like a blade, and then we make little incisions into the skin or scratches, and so that it's more realistic looking. Some people will advertise it as 3D or 6D eyebrows, and so it's a more modern form of eyebrow tattoo. So it's meant to be a temporary beauty service. So it takes about 3 hours the first session, and then they'll require a second, possibly a third session, and then after that it lasts up to 3 years, but regular maintenance is required.
Okay. Because I was just about to ask you that. Is it like a permanent thing or is it temporary? It's like something that you have to continuously get done, but you just entered that.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So and then the traditional eyebrow tattoo will last beyond 10 years.
Right. That sounds scary.
Right. She said slicing.
Like for real, that's a bit much. Hey, beauty is pain.
There's
Beauty is
no
pain.
real slicing now. It's just scratches.
Oh,
like little
scratches. That's right.
Just hitting the
Little
surface.
scratches.
Yeah.
Well, we enter the first layer of the skin, not the second layer. That's where the tattoo comes
The
in.
white meat. You know, get under
Just
there.
cut to the white meat.
Got you. All right, what kind of aftercare would someone need to do before and after one of those procedures?
So before the procedure, we often offer a consultation, and that's usually free. Some of us will charge around $30, which will be applied to the first session. But so a consultation is about 15 minutes, 30 minutes at most, and we help design the brow shapes so that you kind of have an idea. It's just a quick design, so it's not like we go intensely until the actual appointment. But so basically, we don't perform microblading on a woman that is pregnant or nursing, you know, and also you don't want to have alcohol the night before because it increases bleeding. We also recommend no caffeine because that also increases bleeding. And if there's bleeding, you get poor retention. So the results don't last as long, and it doesn't look as crisp. And then the aftercare, once the procedure is done, we actually, I actually have my clients do 2 different types of aftercare. So if you have an oily skin, then if you're an oily skin client, you'll want to do like a dry heal. And a dry heal just means you're not applying any product on your new eyebrows. I just have them pat their forehead dry, keep it dry and clean for the next 5 to 10 days, and then after that, then they'll just keep it out of the sun, right? And daily, within the first 10 days, I have them wipe it clean with a damp cotton ball or cotton round, so that it removes the lymph that's coming through the broken skin. And then if they have normal or average skin, then I just have them also do the cleansing, the gentle cleansing with a damp cotton ball every day, and then they can also apply a little amount, like a pea-sized amount of grapeseed oil. So it's a little kind of, the idea is to keep the broken skin, your new eyebrows, clean and dry so that it prevents infections, and it helps keep the pigment in the broken skin that we deposited.
Okay. Now, a quick question before we move on. Is this something for somebody that doesn't have eyebrows, or is this something that, like, if their eyebrows are thin and you just need to touch them up, or is this like hey, we're just gonna and then start over, clean slate?
That's an awesome question, actually, because a lot of people think that microblading is just for people who lack eyebrows or have no eyebrows. It's perfect for everybody that is in good health.
Okay.
So as long as you're not pregnant and you're not being treated for certain medical conditions, microblading is perfect for you, because not only will it add definition to somebody who has full brows, but we're able to shape it and really fine tune your brows so that they look more modern and pleasing to the eyes.
Hence the name of her company, Custom Eyes.
Yes,
See,
exactly.
there you go.
Definitely. So does your service work on, I mean, you kind of touched on it, but does your service work on all skin tones and skin types?
Yes, I do. The only time that I will actually turn down a client is if they are going under chemo treatment, if they're pregnant or nursing, and if they have skin conditions like rosacea or eczema on their eyebrows, or if they tend to have raised scars, which is called a keloid, that's head area, then that's the only time that I would say no to a client. But if they're if they're just regular skin, oily skin, dry skin, it would be fine. I mean, if you really wanted me to microblade your eyebrows yesterday, I would have,
Yeah.
Get that.
we would have made it happen.
Scratch.
So, yeah.
Pardon my brows.
All right. So businesses are so competitive. What would make someone choose you over someone else?
I would say that it's my passion for my client's safety.
Okay.
That's my number one priority.
First.
Safety first, always for my clients. I always keep my clients' best interest in mind at all times.
Right.
I've been a victim of, well, actually a real victim of, lash extensions. I had them done about 13 years ago. I was getting ready to go to Vegas, and it was a nightmare. It hurt the entire time during, and it hurt after that. I pulled out all my lashes, and then I had to learn how to use lash strips, right?
What causes that?
So,
Yeah.
that was because the individual I went to lied about her experience. When I asked her how long she had been doing lash extensions, she said 10 years. And that's a lie, because 13 years ago, lash extensions was just coming into, into our area, especially in Olympia, so that was very dishonest of her. And so, and a very painful and expensive experience for me, because I spent $120 on lash extensions. I've never seen her work before. There were no pictures online. I just called and asked, and I thought she was being honest. You call.
Right.
You call a place that's licensed, and you automatically think as a consumer that they're being completely honest with you.
Right.
And in her case, she was not honest. So so I would hope that future clients come to me because of my honesty and my passion for their comfort and safety, above all else. Because it is a lot of money. It is a very expensive service, but that's why I charge a little bit more, because I buy higher end products, and my skills. I take a lot of pride in what I do. I invested a lot of money into developing my skills, with the right trainers, the right mentors, and so that's important to me, and that's what I want to put out into the community.
And that's a timely service like that. It takes time, especially if you want it done right. It's going to, because like I was telling you before, at the barber school I went to, they offered estheticians, cosmetology, and barbering, and the owner's daughter ran her own little eyelash section in the school, and literally she'd be on one person for at least 2.5 hours, maybe even more. And literally she'd be booked up from 6 a.m. all the way till 7 that night, back to back to back to back. It's one of those things where it's if they want it, they'll sit and wait because she was the only one at that point at that time. So they would literally sit in the lobby waiting for hours on end for her to get done, so they could go in. And then plus you were talking about you were getting ready to go to Vegas, so you weren't ready. You weren't really worried. You called one person like, hey, can you do it? All right, well, I got a flight to catch tomorrow. We got to make this happen.
Literally, that is what happened.
Oh, wow.
I called on a Friday. She said she was available. I was flying out on Saturday, and it was a business trip, but I had people to meet,
Right.
so I wanted to look good. And
Right.
yeah, that was not a good idea. And did you know that your lashes actually serve a purpose? Did you know that?
It blocks the dirt.
Yes.
It blocks everything from
I didn't know that.
Look at this
I
guy.
didn't know that.
I'm telling you.
He knows his stuff, doesn't
Hey,
he?
man.
Yeah.
About
I had
time.
no idea. I had to
About
literally
time.
pull off all my lashes to know that it's there to filter the dirt and the debris from the daily environment. So, and also too, when people go get lash extensions or they wear lash strips, over time, if it's done incorrectly, it will damage and break or make their lashes fall off, too prematurely, that it will become like it'll stop growing back.
Is it because it's cheaper?
Yeah, it's
okay.
cheap. Well, it's done cheaply, or sometimes they'll charge a lot. Like I paid a lot. I paid $120. 13 years ago, that's a lot of money. It's
Right.
still a lot of money today, right?
Right.
So imagine spending, anywhere from $60 to $150 for lashes that damage your natural lashes because it was done incorrectly. And if you keep going back and you keep getting that done because that person who did it doesn't care about your safety, they're just doing it for the money, then you're gonna end up with lash alopecia, and that just means it won't ever grow back.
What are they made of?
So it's plastic.
Oh, okay.
It's man-made.
Okay.
It's just man-made fibers.
Next question would be you're obviously very passionate about your job. What's your favorite part about your job, though?
My favorite part about my job? So can I say at least two favorites?
Yeah, you can definitely.
Okay. So my first favorite has to be my interaction with the clients, with each individual client. I look forward to going to work every morning. I absolutely love my job. So, we have such a good time. They're laying there, we're talking, we're laughing, or sometimes I'll even have clients that just doze off in the middle of our conversation, and then they'll wake up and they'll start off where we left off. And I'm like, what? Yeah, so that's definitely a favorite. And then the other is their reaction when I hand them the mirror. The first time they look at themselves in the mirror and they either cry or they're just so ecstatic, it's so happy, and it's just such a rewarding experience for me. It never changes when they have those happy tears, from having no brows for so long. It could be that because they've, gone through chemotherapy and now they have, no eyebrows, and they come to me and I'm able to design brows of their dreams, and then they cry because they see it for the first time and they give you a big hug. That's just amazing. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, when you bring somebody's beauty out, or when you just make them look good in general, it's like, that's like giving a person a haircut that hasn't had one in years. The first time they look in the mirror, it's like,
Yeah.
because I don't know about you, but for me, even after I've looked in the mirror, as soon as I get in the car, I'll still pop the thing down like, yeah, it's not conceited.
Did you do that today?
Nah, I haven't had a
Really?
haircut.
I would have thought you
to-
did today because you
know what I
looking
mean?
fly.
Man, that's why I got the hat on. But so my next question and final question. So what's the next big step you want to take in growing your business?
That's a good one, actually. So the next big step for me really is to get out of the space that I'm in.
Okay.
I currently rent a studio, which is just a room where I have 2 tables set up. I'd like to hire a couple of employees, maybe lean towards the apprentice and internship area more, and really focus on the training aspect of my business, so that my employees can focus on servicing and really making a difference in my clients, my existing clients, and then bring in more clientele so that we can continue to grow together.
Okay.
So my next big step, I guess the longest way to answer it would be to hire a staff that wants to grow and build with me long term, and become more like family with me, so that I can focus on the training aspect, but where they service my customers and make them feel amazing. And also at the same time though, I want my employees to love what they do and love their purpose for being with me, you know. So that's my next biggest goal, is to just grow, but also make an impact on other people by hiring people and retaining those people so that they will stay with me until I'm no longer there.
Okay, you want to build longevity.
Oh,
so
yes.
you definitely don't want somebody that's going to get in for a couple months and then on to the next thing. You're looking
said
for
family, so
Yeah, family.
family stays,
Yeah.
man.
that's big.
Family.
That's value.
I want to build a family.
That's what's up.
That's value.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get into our next segment. It's called Talk That Talk. So before we do so, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hi, my name's Phil. I'm one of the bud tenders here at T Brothers. When you come in, make sure you ask about our daily specials or how to sign up on our rewards program. We also offer discounts for veterans and seniors. At any given time, we carry 80 to 100 different choices in flour from over 20 vendors. When it comes to edibles, we have something for everyone. Classic chocolates, cookies, hard candies, along with infused lemonades or even hot cocoa. If concentrates are your thing, you'll be pleased to find some of your favorites and some that you've never even tried. Looking for glass or accessories? We have you covered with some of the most affordable products in town.
Talk That Talk with Marcus McLeod, aka Legacy Jones.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your boy Marcus McLeod, aka Legacy Jones, and now it is time for the Talk That Talk segment, where we ask any and everything. Nothing goes unanswered. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, well, we're gonna start off like this. What's the funniest experience you've had dealing with the client falling asleep, snoring, bad breath, or farting? Any of those?
How about none of those? I had one that actually threw up.
Oh, yeesh.
Yeah, she ate something bad at lunchtime, and then she came to me after work, and she said she was nauseous. She kept saying she was nauseous, and then I'm like, okay, she just got up right in the middle of it, and I could have stabbed her in the eyes with those tweezers, but
yeesh.
yeah.
It didn't get on you, did it?
She's not gonna like it. No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
It got in the trash can. She's
Okay.
not gonna like it when she sees it.
Hey, this is all in fun. It's the pressure that we put on people just to make light of the situation in regards to work. So it's okay. You got it all off, boo.
No chunks.
Right.
No chunks.
Everything doesn't look good on everyone. If a client asks you to do something, that wouldn't enhance their beauty, would you tell them your opinion or just do what they asked?
I tell them my opinion.
Good stuff.
I really do. My job isn't to just give them what they want. I mean, that is definitely a goal, but if it's not something that is going to be tasteful or is going to damage their natural lashes, for example, so you can't come in with itty bitty lashes and expect these big glamorous lashes. It's not healthy for your lash extension, for your natural lashes. Yeah. So I'll tell them what I can do, and then we'll proceed if they're still okay with that. And especially with eyebrows, I have some really odd requests. But brows, really define the way we look, right? And something may be trendy right now. There's a lot of trendy brows on Instagram. Well, okay, so you want these boxy brows now because it's in. Right. But how about 5 years from now? It's semi-permanent, but it leans more on the permanent side than it is semi.
Especially with the microblading.
Yes,
it's definitely gonna last. Okay,
yeah,
I see what you're saying.
So I'll tell them, this isn't classic eyebrows. I specialize in classic eyebrows. We want timeless eyebrows we can grow with, eyebrows that we can change and alter as we, mature or age, right? So because our skin texture changes, so it droops, it drops down. So something that's trendy right now isn't going to be trendy 10 years from
That's
now.
a good point about
Yeah.
the skin dropping down and someone understanding like, hey, look,
Yeah.
what you may think is an arch could turn into a one of those things.
For real.
Exactly.
All right. How would you handle someone not being happy with your service?
Well, if they weren't happy with my service, I would definitely hope that they would tell me, right?
Okay.
So if they tell me, then I'll have the opportunity to adjust it or make changes so that we can both be happy. But ultimately, I don't do something that I wouldn't be happy with as a client myself. So, as long as I put my my clients' happiness before mine, their safety before mine, their comfort before mine, that will always save me from having to make corrections or fix something. But if a client is ever happy with a beauty service, whether it's with me or with somebody else, the best thing for them to do is to let that person know so they can fix it. It's also, it's going to save them a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of stress. Just let your beauty professional know why you're unhappy and see if they can fix it.
Don't go on the gram or
Yeah.
the Facebook afterwards like,
Yeah.
this person did this and that, and then you have no way of redeeming yourself. Like, it just
Yeah.
makes it look weird. And
Yeah.
it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, especially if they decide to come back.
Exactly.
It definitely.
And I actually want potential clients to know too that if you're coming to me or if you're going to another beauty professional for that service, make sure you take their advice. Don't just go somewhere and have certain wants and have unrealistic expectations, I guess is what I'm saying. Make sure you ask for the professional's advice. Would it be better if if we added an extra hair stroke on my eyebrow or two? Because one or two strokes on one side can actually make a huge change to the other side. It will alter the look completely. When you think it's so minor and so simple, it's not. So don't just think that
Small details,
Just
definitely.
small.
Yeah, it really makes a
understand
big
that.
difference.
No, I definitely get that. I know sometimes women want to cut corners, but what's the difference between good eyelash extensions and bad ones?
Well, the difference is in your comfort. During the service, it should not hurt at all. You should not feel any pain. It should just be like you're taking a nap when you're getting your lash extensions done. And then, the quality of the product, right? So that makes a big difference. And then also the skill, the artist's skill level. How passionate are they about the service that you're getting? Do they really care about your comfort? Do they really care about what kind of product they're putting out there? I don't do work on someone unless I know for sure I'm going to be completely happy with it. In fact, I won't even show you the mirror until I am happy with it, because even though it's about the client, it's my work that's walking around out there, right? So I want to make sure that it's something that I am 100% happy with, especially with eyebrows, especially with lash extensions, because if you design their lash extensions wrong, trust me, it can make their eyes look tired, it can make their eyes more narrow, it can make it too wide, it can really change the way they look and the way they feel. So people have these really long, ridiculous lashes that look like they can fly away.
Right.
Why? I really don't understand
they blocking
that.
the dirt. What are you talking about?
Well, that's blocking the
catching all
mud.
the-
I mean,
Well, them catching dirt clots.
I'm
like
just saying,
rocks.
nothing getting in them eyes.
Like,
That's
at
I'm
all.
saying.
I digressed a little bit. Sorry.
It's cool. I mean, where'd you want to go with it from there? I mean, at the end of the day, she's obviously great at what she does. Let the people know where you're located, name of the business.
Okay, so I'm the owner of Customized Beauty. I am located right next to the Capitol Lake, the Yoga Loft. I'm inside of Preen. That's where my studio is, in downtown Olympia. I work Monday through Friday, or actually Monday through Saturday. I do sometimes work on Sundays as well. I try to accommodate my clients as much as I can, although most Sundays are designated for training days. So, yeah.
Would you prefer walk-ins or appointments?
Oh, I'm appointment only.
Appointment only. You hear that,
I'm
people?
by
So you
appointment
definitely got to
only.
make a phone call.
Yes, and right now I'm about a week or two out from, for booking purposes. So
Hey,
yeah.
that's good to hear right there.
That means business is booming.
Booming.
Or I just don't want to go in.
Ah, well, there you go. That too.
Well, we definitely want to thank Khane for coming out and hanging out with us and giving you some insight on the world of an esthetician. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate your time. I am Rob Sproul, aka SP.
I am Marcus McLeod, aka Legacy Jones, and
I'm Khane Marquez. Devon, Kanye.
Customized.
Lil
Custom.
Ling Ling. I don't know.
Customized.
Have you heard?
Have you heard?
Have you heard?
That's right. What would a show be without entertainment talk? Keeping you updated with all the latest news and gossip happening with some of your favorite celebrities.
This week in the world of entertainment
and music.
Big Kanye West has just dropped his 8th studio album entitled Ye. Another catalog, another body of work. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a great body of work. 7 songs. He got straight to the point with the music. My favorite tracks on the project are Yikes. It's probably one of my standout joints. Violent Crimes.
Okay.
Where he talks about having a daughter. All Mine and Wouldn't Leave.
Wouldn't Leave is an amazing record. I'm not truly a fan of the album per se, but I do like the fact that it's 7 records, short and sweet, straight to the point, like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, I feel like everybody's coming, there's no middle ground anymore. Because back in the day, a good solid album was like 12, 13 records.
Right.
But now you got people doing albums with like 22 songs. Now you got cats, him and Pusha T just dropped albums with 7 songs on it. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's super cool for the culture right now. I feel like it's bringing that, they're working to bring that track count back down.
Yeah, I feel the reason why is because they're from that era of body of work.
You didn't need to have.
In comparison to it being like, you know, all of these songs and all of these crazy features on the project. They're focused on themselves, you know, with the projects, whether it be him or Pusha T. Seeing we're talking about Kanye's project being 7 tracks as well. The beauty of it is, like you said, he got straight to the point. It's 7 records. I think the whole project is dope. For me, it reminds me of College Dropout, just based on the production standpoint.
Okay. Nothing's gonna touch College Dropout.
No, I mean, like, it's not.
I get
that,
what you're
but
saying, though.
It's reminiscent in regards to production for me because of the samples, and it just felt like old Ye to me.
If I have now that I'm going to disagree with you, because I feel like it's a mix. This project, I feel like, is a mix of like Yeezus and 808 and Heartbreaks. Like, it's different. Like, because a lot of people are sitting there swearing up and down like, oh man, you don't need to conform to this new wave of music. Kanye definitely, I forgot which record it was, but he definitely had some new reminiscence of like the newer artists. Like, and I just look at it like, and then also he had if you've noticed, he had a bunch of features on it, but you don't see their names on the records. But like, cause I'm pretty sure Wouldn't Leave had Ty Dolla $ign, had Jeremiah. I'm pretty sure that was Chance in the beginning. I'm not sure. I thought so.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what I mean? It had like a lot of different singers on the project. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of other rappers.
Right.
But literally, if I had to pick one song that killed the album for me, it was the first one. Like, it was just like, man, like literally, it's like a minute 45 of just like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, bro, everybody. And I honestly, in my opinion, I feel like it's like, cause everybody, we all knew it. Kanye, you don't hear nothing from Kanye until a project's about to drop. So all these antics have came out, all this semantics of, and then he spoke on that. And I forgot, in one of the records, he spoke on that, about his comment.
What, the Me Too?
That was a little extreme. That was a little extra, calling out Russ on that. But
Nah, he was just doing a comparison to like dealing with problems and
Right.
not calling a kettle black, pretty much.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we all go through situations. One of the biggest things I feel Kanye goes through is the fact that he's always on loudspeaker. So
Yeah.
it's just like there is no retracking anything. Once it's said, it's said.
It's said.
And-
He's not deleting any tweets.
And you have to accept that, and that's like the good and the bad with Kanye. The imperfections of a person,
Right.
And that's what I appreciate about him. As far
I
as
feel
the
like
controversy.
Kanye, you're gonna get anything and everything that this man is feeling. Like
Right.
you're not. There's no sugarcoating.
There is
there's-
no secrets.
There's nothing. Kanye's gonna leave it all on the table, whether you like it or not, and that's just exactly what it is. But in my opinion, if I had to rate the album, I'd give it like a 6,
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
6 1/4.
Anyways, you let us know what your thoughts are in regards to Kanye's new album. Yay!
And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Comment, and let us know what you're thinking about it. And yeah, hit that little bell on the right. Bing, bing, bing. Let us know so you can be notified for every time we make a video or post something new.
Pusha T and Drake. Pusha T and Drake. This is starting to get heated. First, it started off with, well, for the new people, it started with Infrared. Obviously, it goes back further than that, but with the latest of the bantering back and forth, Pusha T dropped a new project, and
Daytona,
and he dropped a record called Infrared, where he took some shots at Drake.
Right.
Drake waited less than 24 hours and came back and fired back. And for me, I was just like, I didn't know how Pusha was gonna recover from that. But then Pusha decided to come back and drop some heat.
Pusha brought a gun to a fist fight.
Pusha decided to address things in regards to Drake's family life, whether it be his mom, his dad, and his alleged son.
That's that man, baby. He need to stop playing.
But let's be real about it, man. I mean, if you think about like what Drake said in regards to Pusha T's fiance, I feel that's what to push the envelope.
Yeah, because soon as you bring family, because everybody knows that's like battle rap. Like, you know what I mean? All like the gloves are off. You go full force. It's just when Drake went, you know what I mean? It was like little light jabs. You know what I mean? The next thing you know, Pusha T just came through and just, all right, that's cool. That's what's up. Bow. I'm letting everything go. I'm leaving everything on the table. And
He said he was peeling it back slow though, so I think that he has some more in his arsenal. I just felt like, wow.
Drake's not responding to this, bro.
Well, he did address one thing.
That's addressing it. That's not rapping. I was watching some video with my lady, and bro was like, man, no, you don't need to write no memo. You need to make that mess rhyme. Like, you supposed to be, bro, like literally with the Meek Mill situation. And Meek, don't get me wrong, Meek Mill's a spitter, like for real. But literally, he was literally in that situation. He didn't even give Meek Mill a week. Like, he didn't even give Meek Mill like 4 days before, because he dropped Charged Up, and then Back to Back was just,
Yeah, that was the killer. That was the
next
killer.
thing you know, I feel like Pusha T's up 2-1. If you're going off of Infrared, Drake's this, and then Pusha's, it's 2-1, and that's the end of the ball game. I don't feel like there's gonna be a rebuttal.
I feel like
Drake don't want that smoke, man.
competition-wise, there's got to be something else said. And the reason why I say that is because Drake is amped up right now to the point of where he has to put out a project.
Yeah.
So the rollout game is like, what are we doing? Are we going to stall this out and try to pretend like this didn't happen,
Right.
and not address it and just push the project out?
Do you feel like it's gonna affect numbers?
That's a good question.
I don't think
think
so.
it's gonna address. I don't think it's gonna affect numbers, but I do think it's gonna affect character. Because when we look at Drake, we from a massive standpoint, he's like the creme de la creme of today's generation when it comes to artists.
He's
You have
top 3, hands
yeah,
down.
you have your Kendrick, you have your J.
Cole,
Cole, and you have your Drake that are pretty much sitting in the upper echelon of when it comes to the new wave artists. So it's like, you know,
That's gonna bump
for
you.
character purposes.
That's bumping you down under Chance.
Because when you're having these conversations, imagine them 3 sitting inside the room: Kendrick,
J.
J.
Cole.
Cole, and Drake. Like, they'd probably be looking at him like, bro, so you just gonna let him
You just gonna let him do you like that? Like, for real?
We're talking legacy here.
Yeah.
Excuse the pun, but
I see what you did there.
But we're definitely addressing legacy, and I feel personally, as a person that comes from, being a writer as well, that he has to.
But do you feel like, because I've been reading a lot of things on Twitter, Facebook, and stuff. Do you feel like Pusha went too far?
No.
I don't either.
I feel like once you say something about someone else's family, then the gloves are off and you just deal with it however you deal with it. When it comes to battling anyways, I don't feel like there is none. There is, it's like
it's no holds bar.
Me personally, I'm gonna take it wherever I want to take it, because that's where we're at in this space. There's no, I'm just gonna. It is lyrical.
Just go back to the first sentence, and I'm not gonna say it on camera, but just go back to the first bar of Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up."
Yeah.
If people think this is too far, or what I think it was Jay said about
Nas. Yeah.
Or the diss or Prodigy when he was beefing.
Yeah.
Bro, they started talking about Prodigy's health.
Yeah.
Like, if y'all feel like this is like too much, then I don't know what that was like back in that day. You know what I mean? Because it was all. I feel like when you're dissing somebody, or Remy Ma with on Sheether, like literally going full throttle on this woman's family.
Right.
Like talking about Buddy in jail.
Yeah, her brothers. Yeah.
Like it's all like, when it comes down to battle rap and dissing, it's all haymakers. Like, you can't just be throwing the little throwing temperature checks out there. No. You got to go straight for the gusto from the rip.
Trying to do a Tyson move, bro. Come in there in
the fight, night.
That's it. There's
like,
nothing else
for
to,
real.
there's
You
nothing
can't
else
be
to talk about.
Zab Jew. You can't be Floyd Mayweather and be trying to be strategic. No, you got to come Devontae Wilder in the first round, over, done.
We want to know what y'all thoughts are in regards to this battle, man.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, so you definitely don't want to miss out on anything.
Bing, 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 bing. We'd like to thank our sponsor, T Brothers,
for always giving us a dope platform to be able to express our opinions and let people know what it is. And we also want to give a big shout out to Khane Marquez for definitely coming through and shedding some light on the esthetician world, making
Master Esthetician.
You better put some respect on the name. But with that being said, I'm Marcus McLeod, aka Legacy Jones.
And I am Rob Spruill, aka SP.
And that is episode 8 in the bag.
Daily Grind.
If you gonna get it, then go get the daily grind. This is where the hustle never stops. The daily grind. Focus, watch me make it out of nothing. The daily grind. Keep pursuing, rise with me to the top. The daily grind.
Wake up.
It's the Daily Grind
Daily Grind.
with SP and Legacy Jones.